Marketing, one of the most despised terms to many football fans. You mention anything regarding marketing or business in relation to football, and you get a response that is along the lines of football has gone downhill and lost its purity ever since it started being treated as a business. And while I do not disagree with that statement, I'm not here to discuss the validity of it. I'm here to discuss how the marketing side of business in football affects the top 5 European leagues in terms of viewership, finances, and reputation. The power of marketing comes in dictating what we watch, the opinions we form, and the strength and relevance of certain clubs. And to me, that is just too evident to ignore. I believe that our decision to watch the Premier League over the other top 5 European leagues is largely due to the strong brand that it has created. This might seem obvious for some, it might not be for others, and there's another group that would find it obvious but probably underestimated how obvious it is. Either way, there's no denying it. The marketing behind the Premier League since its establishment in 1992 has been miles ahead of any of the top 5 European leagues. And the viewership numbers reflect that. While making this video, I of course knew that the Premier League would be the most watched by far. But not this far. I had to check my vision repeatedly. I checked multiple websites, and I'll leave the links in the description. But the numbers are: the Premier League reaches 640 million viewers per game, while the second best, which is La Liga, reaches 75 million viewers per game. That gap is astronomical. It is insane to the utmost. Third on the list is Liga with 10.5. Again, that is a huge gap from the Liga. Followed by a surprise entry, Liga MX with 3.7 million, and Serie A is last with 2 million. And surprisingly, the Bundesliga is not included. These numbers are not a result of luck or just viewers choosing to watch the Premier League over the other leagues for no specific reason. This is the power of proper marketing. Okay, I've created a cycle illustration to try to explain why marketing is not only the reason behind these outrageous numbers, but also how teams are relevant and reach new levels of funding and power because of it. The first step is, as you guessed it, turning the league into a proper brand, creating an image that excites people, a facade at times even, but nonetheless an image that will cement perceptions and ideas about the league into people's minds. The Premier League did that brilliantly. They managed to cement some ideas that identify their league to most football fans. Ideas such as that it is the best league in the world, the most physical, the most athletic, the most competitive, where the best teams play. And firstly, I'm not going against any of that. I don't agree with many of these statements, but the point is, they managed to convince people into thinking it is true, even when sometimes it wasn't. The Premier League for the last 30 years has not always been all these statements. For a lot of it, at least. But people still believed it. The Premier League is highly competitive, but Manchester City have won 4 out of 5 titles. And yes, Liverpool did compete, but even so, does that not make it a two-horse race? This exact same statement that got thrown at La Liga before. Another statement that doesn't hold up is the best team statement. From 2012 to 2019, not a single Premier League club won the Champions League, and not a single final appearance until 2019, until both were achieved by Liverpool. They were getting bullied in Europe. They did not have that many household names. The top elite were not in the Premier League, and yet this statement held on. Marketing and branding, that is the key. Okay, after properly branding your league and giving it a proper image, the marketing leads people to step two. More exposure leads to more people engaging and more viewership. The number of people may not be as grand as you want it to be initially, but that's okay. You will still have more time to increase that number. The growing number of viewers means that the demand for watching is growing, which takes us to the third step in the cycle: broadcasting. When you know that X amount of people want to watch your league, you can ask so much more from broadcasting companies, which in turn equals more money for the league and for the clubs, as they take a percentage of it, obviously. If you don't fumble this opportunity, like La Liga did, and if you don't give most of it to only two teams, then you're gonna be alright. The money from the broadcasting is divided fairly among the clubs in the league. This allows clubs to be wealthier than other clubs of similar positions in other leagues, which is what happened in the Premier League. Which is why Premier League clubs can sign top talent from Europe. This is along with the image they created for the league, which also attracts players. So we have money and we have a good image. This is why the Premier League spends almost double the closest league to it. The top talent leads to a stronger league, which means more elite players want to join, as the incentive is not just the money now, it is actually full of world-class players. So world-class players, an image, and the money. The elite players make it easier to market the league. Case in point, Haaland. Better marketing equals more viewers, leading to more money from broadcasting, and the cycle is continuous. La Liga had a chance to create an empire in the early 2010s due to having two great Barcelona and Real Madrid teams, along with a fierce rivalry, but they made the mistake of only marketing the league around these two. And the rest of the league was not worthwhile. When Barca and Madrid declined a bit and lost some star power, it was over. They should have branded the whole league, even if Barcelona and Madrid were the reason behind the attention. They could have given the whole league better visibility and exposure. But they absolutely bottled their opportunity. And I don't think that chance will come back in the next 10 years at least. Anyways, this is just a video I wanted to do to show you how prevalent branding is in dictating the landscape of football, especially when it comes to how the presence of the league players just catapults leagues and teams into relevance. Yeah, like it or hate it, it's fine. You don't have to like marketing, but just don't underestimate it.